Welcome back, all you sexy ladies and hunky guys, to more Soul Reaver. Should I start every video off by calling people sexy ladies and hunky guys? Because if I thought it would help anybody feel better about him or herself, I would absolutely do it. Whatever. Let's move on. You'll see me jump occasionally through this area just to try to move a little faster. But we got a boss fight, which will basically end the cathedral, minus some extra stuff I'll come back for that you guys will probably only see highlights of. Why isn't the boss started yet?
Prodigal son, there is no returning for you, Raziel.
Zephon, your visage becomes you. It's an appropriate reflection of your soul.
And you are not his handsome Raziel anymore. His precious firstborn son turned betrayer. You have missed so many changes, little Raziel. Look around you. See how the human's weapon of destruction has become my home. Indeed, my body. A cocoon of brick and granite from which to watch a pupating world.
A crevice in which to cower, only scuttling from the shadows to devour a victim already ensnared in your cowardly trap. But you've made the mistake of leaving me unbound, and it is you who must succumb to my will.
Will, instinct, reflex action. The insect mind finds little difference. I warn you, brother. As my stature has grown, so it is matched by my appetite. Step forward, morsel.
He wants to make fun of Raziel for his looks. Raziel is way prettier than this thing. Whatever. Raziel is here. He's blue. Get used to it. And the thing is, Raziel, he don't start fights, but he will certainly finish it. So what I'm trying to do here is keep hitting him until he drops an egg. Grab it. Thankfully, you don't have to hold a button down to keep hold of this thing. I talked about this in my original playthrough of this game. You're going to see a bit of a fuck up here. I was trying to figure out how to throw this. If you take too long, it explodes. I never showed that off in my original playthrough, so I'm kind of glad I got to show that off here. It's fine. There will be no more fuck ups this boss fight. No more fuck ups. Like that. Damn it, Raziel, I said no more fuck ups. No more fuck ups. There we go. All right. We're cooking with gas now. Come on, Zephon. It's a nasty bit of business. I don't want to do it, but you've left me no choice. And that's the issue with these guys. They don't really give Raziel a choice. Hey, I did it right this time. Huzzah! One more and we will be good. This game seems to like a theme of threes with boss fights. Actually, maybe not. You only had to hit Milkiah twice with those spike things.
Oh Lord Jesus is a fire.
Consuming Zephon's apostate soul has bestowed on you a new gift. Like his vampire spawn, you're able to scale certain walls which are otherwise impassable. but only in the physical realm. In the spirit world, these insubstantial edifices will not support you.
They like the word edifice for some reason, and these gifts seem very limited. And they will retcon that in Defiance when Raziel can climb those walls in the spectral realm.
In the mountains beyond the pillars, Nosgoth's cataclysms have exposed an ancient crime. Endowed with Zephon's soul, you may now progress where your path was hitherto impeded.
Hitherto, huh? Looks like somebody read a thesaurus and now he thinks he's all smart. All right, Razzie, open that door. If you would just use the Kain method of opening doors, that would not be a problem. So we got a couple extras to find before we move on. This is the first area we entered the material realm, and I'm just looking for a climbing wall. Kain had no problems opening doors in Defiance because of the method he uses to open doors. If Raziel used that method, yeah, we would be all good. So we're starting to build a new health bar. We are now in Melchiah's area. Damn it, Razzie. Use the Kain method. Something that I've wondered about those doors is they lead to these gate rooms. Can anybody access those? Because if so, you would think they would have been unlocked already. I'm trying to figure out if I can make it from there. I might have been able to, but I didn't want to chance it. That would be extra editing I'd have to do if I failed, so we're not doing that. You will see later on this video, you cannot jump up those walls. All right, that's as far as we're going to get with the health bar increase. This is fast forwarded again because we've already seen this several times. Yeah, fuck you. Nobody cares about you. We're moving forward. Raziel has no idea just how attached to this Reaver he is. And I have no idea why I exited the spectral realm there because, yeah, we need to be in that realm still. It would be nice if you could unlock these, thus saving some time, but we are not given that luxury, unfortunately. Let's talk to Ariel.
May you find peace here, Raziel. Like a corpse in a shallow grave, corruption rises to the surface. Beyond these pillars, the defiled victim mutely screams its outrage.
Right, none of that made any sense, but whatever, we're moving on. What's weird is Raziel meets Ariel for the first time several times in the series. Now, Raziel knows her. There's no continuity issue there, but at this point, Ariel should know who Raziel is. Granted, it's been centuries in between the time she's met him, but still. There are two doors in this area. They both lead to the same place, which seems odd. Maybe one's an entrance and one's an exit. And hey, maybe Raziel, he takes the exit because he's too cool for the entrance. Only the cool vampires enter through the exit. You never know. So I just tried flailing my Reaver here to fight a vampire. Seemed effective enough. This combat's not great either way. You dirty rat, you took my Reaver! Just for that, you're going to burn! Burn! And I've got my Reaver back. Huzzah! And I'm gonna lose it again. Off screen, of course. Because I had some fun with vampires that you guys don't need to watch. I mean, I won. So there's that. Let's see what's down this way.
The ancient tomb of the Seraphim, once impenetrably sealed, now ravaged by Nosgoth's upheavals, its mysteries lay exposed. In the time of Vorador, centuries before Kain was made, the Seraphim warrior priests waged a merciless war against the vampire tribes of Nosgoth. Emboldened by righteousness, they committed unspeakable and indiscriminate acts of violence, massacring fledglings and ancients alike. They decimated entire bloodlines in mere decades. Now their husks lay here, murderers enshrined.
Yeah, Raziel should probably remember that. These Seraphim were not great people either. Now, I don't mind people fighting the vampires, because vampires aren't great either. And I would argue there are really no good people in this series. And this area here, I remember my original playthrough. I saw this and I thought this looks like a hallway to a gate room. And lo and behold, look at what's in here. Hey, it's a gate room. Huzzah! Not that I'm going to need it, unless there's an extra in this area that I can come back for. But it's nice to unlock it either way. And I went into the spectral realm trying to regain my Reaver, and there's not a portal in this area, so I had to come back out here. It's okay because we need to be in the spectral realm anyways, even though I don't realize that at the time. Yeah, blame the Elder God for not placing one in a more convenient area. But you don't need to re-enter the physical realm here, unless there's an extra I'm not aware of, which could be the case. Who knows? We need to go through here.
Take heed, Raziel. A forgotten history lies within. Know thyself, though it may destroy you.
Better to destroy than to defile, I always say. Damn it, Razzie, just enter the physical realm. And be careful, there's a dude right there who just wants to say hi. He's like, hi, how you doing? To be fair, if he's just hanging out doing his vampire thing and then some dude just shows up from out of nowhere, I could see where that would be a bit unsettling. Hey, I wonder what's behind this block.
As I pulled the stone free, a sigh of sepulchral air escaped the inner chamber. I was not prepared for what lay beyond this threshold. These crypts, defiled caskets of Seraphim saints, bearing my brothers' names and my own. The irony of Kain's blasphemous act rushed in on me with the crushing force of revelation. Were my hands not as bloody as these? Worse, I had spilled the blood of my brothers, these very comrades whose tombs lay ravaged before me.
Yes, Raziel, you were a Seraphan, born of the same force that all but destroyed your race. Before the dawn of the Empire, you were chosen. Kain, Nosgoth's solitary self-declared monarch, plundered this tomb and raised you from these crypts. Breathing his vampiric gift into your defiled corpses, he resurrected you as his favored sons.
Defiling corpses, huh? That just sounds gross. Yeah, this is a pretty big revelation. When I first played this game, I had already completed Soul Reaver 2, so I already knew about that. And here I'm just showing off the different names in these tombs. And the funny one to me is Malik, because he's the only one that's not one of Kain's chosen. We saw in Blood Omen what became of him. Mortanius punished him for his failings. And we will learn why Malik failed when we get to Soul Reaver 2. What I don't understand is how Kain became a vampire, because Mortanius is the one who did that. And I assumed only a vampire could make a person into one. Don't do what I just did. You want to stop and jump across. Get ready for a boss fight.
Heretic, you shall not pass.
Such loyalty to one who has you guarding this outpost like a chained dog? Do you prosper on the scraps he casts you?
Your insults will do nothing to blunt the agonies of your demise.
Kain killed me once. Behold the result. I have no more to fear from you.
That is actually one of my favorite Raziel lines, and shows that he can be a badass at times.
This relic has infused you with the power to compress and manipulate space. As your symbiotic weapon, the Soul Reaver is also thus enhanced. You may focus and project an orb of kinetic energy to strike objects that are otherwise beyond your reach.
That was some kind of guardian. I think he was meant to replace Terrell, since we don't see Terrell in this game. But we have a new ability. The Kinesis ability, which is very useful. Huzzah! That boss fight is actually really easy because you can stun him and throw him into the water. However, I did not get lucky enough to do that because the camera and combat system in this game is not great. But we made it in the end, and that's all that matters. I don't know why I worried about this guy taking my Reaver here, because we need to enter the Spectral Realm anyways. So it doesn't really matter. But that is one of my favorite lines from Raziel. He can say some cool stuff at times. I had some trouble figuring out where to go, but I'll find my way eventually. Once you find this gate, go ahead and enter it Be prepared because there are a couple vampires in here. I think they might be the Tyrell vampires. If not, we will see them in a bit. I am trying to be careful because there is water near here. I'm looking for a platform. There it is. Don't long jump this. That's something that I learned. Now you can long jump this one. Probably unnecessary, but you can. And that's me showing off that you can't jump up this. I'm so used to games like Stellar Blade and God of War, which are the games I've been currently playing alongside this. I'm used to modern conveniences. I say modern, the God of War games are not modern at all, but still I'm used to that. This game does not get good game design, so we've got nothing positive here. We do get some cool abilities though. I shit on this game a bit. It's not that I hate it. I think in terms of concept, the game is pretty cool. That's pretty much how I feel about the entire series, except Blood Omen 2. And even that had some cool ideas. Let's get over to these stairy-like things, also known as stairs, and go through this door. And get a bullshit segment. It's just that I wish they had play tested some of these elements. I think they would have realized they should have made some improvements had they done so. Not loving this camera. What I did not realize is you can use kinesis in the spectral realm to kill these things. So that's going to make these things a lot easier to deal with going forward. I had to look back at my old LP to realize that. I tried to prepare for this bullshit segment. I set up the magic ability I have. Didn't matter, they still got a hit in before I could use it, which resulted in a whole lot of shenanigans, but some actually kind of cool moments. As you could see, I kinesised one of them onto some spikes, and then I got that guy in kind of your normal way. This part here was annoying because I couldn't see where I was aiming. I find it easier to aim without the Reaver. But you just have to hit that twice and you're good. Just trying to get through, and then this asshole's gonna bother me. I probably did enough damage already, but I didn't realize that at the time. And then I said, fuck it, and I moved on. One of the things I'm trying to do in this series is avoid as much combat as possible, because there will be plenty of moments in this game where you have to engage in combat. At this point, it made sense to fight these two dudes because I wasn't sure when I would get more souls, and you need full health to re-enter the physical realm. I'm sure they would have been there eventually, but I didn't want to search for them. And don't bother doing that yet. You can, but there's no point. So we're entering into a new area that we will explore next video. You can really fuck yourself here if you miss this jump and another one, or fall off in any way. Whee! Be sure to land on that boat, and be sure to make this jump. There is a cliff on our left. You need to make sure you make that jump. Otherwise, it's a pain in the ass to find your way around and back up. I remember having that issue on my original playthrough of this game. Thank the metal gods I did not have that issue this time. That's all you got to do. But if you fuck up in any way, good luck. I don't know how you get back there. It's possible. I managed to do it, but yeah, it's a pain in the ass. We got another gate room, which means we're closing in on the end of this video. When I played this originally, I really liked the lighting effect in this area. That was kind of cool. Had this look of an area that had been wet or had a lot of water in it for a while, sort of vibe to it. Either way, we've unlocked another gate, and that's the end of this video. Thanks for watching, and I will see you all next time with more Soul Reaver.